Earlier this year, I laid out for you how the top officials in the Obama administration knew the Russia collusion narrative was bogus, but used it anyway to try and take out President Trump. It's too important not to show you again, so take a look. Go. I will prove to you that they knew all along there was no Russia collusion. And by the way, we have this Mueller report, thousands of subpoenas, witnesses, hundreds of thousands of documents. The president never asserted a single privilege. Any witness they wanted, any document they wanted, they got. No Russia collusion. The grand jury found none. The prosecutors, as partisan Democrats, found none, but it still didn't matter. And now recently released documents that Adam Schiff did not want to release for months and months and months, thanks to Grinnell, the acting director of National Intelligence, thanks to the Attorney General and the Senate for releasing the information. Here's what we know in secret testimony during the Schiff fraudulent, unconstitutional impeachment hearings. Here's what we know took place in secret. James Clapper testified in 2017, quote, "I never saw any direct empirical evidence that the Trump campaign or someone in it was plotting, conspiring with the Russians to meddle with the election." That's what he said. That's not to say there weren't concerns about the evidence we were seeing, anecdotal evidence, but I don't recall any instance where I had direct evidence. Then we have Samantha Power, the U.S. ambassador to the UN. According to her, "I'm not in possession of anything. I'm not in possession and didn't read or absorb information that came from out of the intelligence community." When asked again, she said, "I am not." Okay, next. Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice, when she was asked the question, quote, "To the best of my recollection, there wasn't anything smoking, but there were some things that gave me pause," she said, according to the transcribed interview. "I don't recall intelligence that I would consider evidence to that effect that I saw conspiracy prior to my departure." And when asked whether she had any evidence of coordination, she replied, "I don't recall any intelligence or evidence to that effect." When asked about collusion, Rice replied, same answer. Former Deputy National Security Advisor Ben Rose was asked the same question. "I wouldn't have received any information on any criminal or counterintelligence investigations into what the Trump campaign was doing, so I would not have seen that information," he said. When pressed again, he said, "I saw indications of potential coordination, but I did not see, the specific evidence of the actions of the Trump campaign." Former Attorney General Loretta Lynch, "I can't say that it existed or not." Of course, she was out of the loop, of course. What about former FBI Director Andrew McCabe? He was not asked the specific question, but rather, as they point out in Town Hall, questions about the accuracy and legitimacy of the unverified anti-Trump dossier, complied by an ex-British intelligence officer, Christopher Steele. Quote, "We've not been able to prove the accuracy of all the information." You don't know if it's true or not, he was asked? That's correct. And we could go on. This is shocking. Mueller finds nothing. After $40 million, 2.5 years, thousands of subpoenas, witnesses, hundreds of thousands of pages of documents, millions of pages of documents, actually, no privileges raised by the President of the United States, 2 committees in Congress working on it full-time, nothing. The phony impeachment hearing, the secret testimony taking, not a single official anywhere saw any evidence of collusion whatsoever. Michael Flynn set up no evidence of anything wrong in his phone calls with the Russian ambassador. Nothing. No Russian collusion whatsoever. So how did we get here? We have an FBI that put spies in the Trump campaign early on. We have an FBI Deputy Director, McCabe, who tried to conspire with the Deputy Attorney General, for these purposes the Acting Attorney General, Rosenstein, now that they got Sessions out of the way, on the 25th Amendment, on whether they could remove the President of the United States. We had an FBI attorney falsify a document to the FISA court. We had a dossier used that they admit they couldn't verify. McCabe admits they couldn't verify. We now know it was full of trash that was shopped around the federal government, used by law enforcement and intelligence agencies as a pretext to go after the Trump administration. Then we have this meeting on January 5th, 2017. It's a meeting in which Obama, Joe Biden, Brennan, Clapper, Comey, and Yates, perhaps more, were in this meeting right before Obama's to leave office. And what are they discussing? Michael Flynn and Russia. Here's the document. Here's the blue dress. Here's the Obama blue dress. It says in part, Obama started by saying this. He wanted a meeting with Yates and Comey after to stay behind. Obama started by saying he had learned of the information about Flynn, quote unquote, and his conversation with Kislyak about sanctions. Obama specified he did not want any additional information on the matter, but was seeking information on whether the White House would be treating Flynn any differently given the information. People have said that means keep information from Flynn. I say that means treat the information differently, get Flynn, which is exactly what they did.